Content warning: the following article contains spoilers for the Sandman comics. Netflix's The Sandman has received mostly positive reviews from fans and critics alike, in large part due to its faithful adaptation of Neil Gaiman's legendary comic book series. The show has unsurprisingly sparked renewed interest in the renowned source material, with many viewers discovering the comics for the first time. While all of the volumes are certainly worth reading to get the full picture of Dream and the other characters' stories, some of them are admittedly better than the rest. Whether it's the art styles or the storylines, some volumes stand out for having fan-favorite issues and unforgettable moments. 10 Preludes and Nocturnes, issues number 1-8. Most of what has been featured in the Netflix adaptation is taken from Preludes and Nocturnes, with some scenes from the series identically matching Sandman comic panels. While it's incredible to see the show breathe new life into the first few issues of the renowned comic book series, there's no denying that it's not exactly the best volume. The volume does an excellent job of world building and introducing the world of the Endless to readers. However, Gaiman is obviously still figuring out exactly what he wants the atmosphere and art style of the comics to be, which is likely why the first few issues lean into horror more than fantasy. 9 The Doll's House, issues number 9-16. In The Doll's House, the comics delve deeper into what's possible in Dream's universe and introduce iconic characters like Nada and Hobgoblin. Rose Walker's storyline takes center stage and highlights the complex relationship between Dream and Desire, as well as the ancient rules that apply to the Endless siblings. While it still has horror elements as seen in arcs like the Serial Convention, the series definitely takes a more magical turn with these issues. It still feels a lot like groundwork for future, more significant events in the overarching narrative. 8 Fables and Reflections, issues number 29-31, number 38-40, number 50. Several of the best single comic issues in Sandman are told in one-off stories that make up the volume, Fables and Reflections. These include the fan-favorite issue, Ramadan, as well as the well-written story in The Hunt. These entertaining and well-written storylines may not significantly impact the bigger narrative, but they do showcase a wide range of art styles and complex characters. Of course, it's worth noting that Dream's son Orpheus is introduced in this volume and readers know that he plays an important role in his father's arc later on. 7 The Wake, issues number 70-75. Following the gripping events in The Kindly Ones, it's hard to take in the events of The Wake without feeling hung up on what happened between Dream, Death, and the Fates from earlier issues. This is why it's not as memorable or exciting as the other volumes in the series. That said, the volume does its job of being a heartfelt and poignant send-off to the protagonist that fans have fallen in love with over the course of the comic books. It also provides some much-needed exposition about what happens when one of the Endless die. 6 Brief Lives, issues number 41-49. Brief Lives is another volume that sets up future events in Dream's arc, as its issues depict his mission to find destruction alongside Delirium. It further explores the concept of responsibility and what that means for the Endless siblings, while also revealing Destruction's motivations for his departure. The most important moment in the volume takes place when Dream grants Orpheus's boon and takes his life. It's a jarring and critical scene that seals his fate in the eyes of the three, but it doesn't hold a candle to what follows. 5 Dream Country, issues number 17-20. 4 iconic issues are included in Dream Country: Calliope, A Dream of a Thousand Cats, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Facade. These can be taken and enjoyed as one-off stories and are the best single issues that display Gaiman's talent for creating immersive realities. A Midsummer Night's Dream is a must-read, as it sums up the comic's tendency to merge real-life events and historical figures with its fantastical world. The storyline will hopefully be portrayed on the Netflix series, just as 2 of the issues already have been in a bonus episode. For World's End, issues number 51-56, several of the best storylines in the Sandman comics take place in World's End, which is set in the titular inn, where a variety of characters have gathered while seeking shelter from a reality storm. It depicts memorable stories like Clurican's adventure and Prez Rickard's wild tale. The vast world of the comics is once again highlighted in the engrossing volume, which isn't a distraction at all from the main events of the series. Readers are bound to find a favorite among its odd but incredible collection of stories from the inn's bizarre visitors. 3. A Game of You, issues number 32-37. A Game of You mostly revolves around Princess Barbie's misadventures in the land alongside her anthropomorphic servants. It introduces standout characters like Wanda and Thessaly, who both help Barbie against a threat of the Cuckoo, a parasitic dream who wants to escape the land and invade other young girls' dreams. Barbie's story arc is both grand and intimate, as while it focuses on one aspect of the dreaming, it highlights the unfathomable power that Morpheus has over reality. It's also a refreshingly straightforward tale that ends on a somber but touching note. 2. The Kindly Ones, issues number 57-69. No reader will soon forget the riveting story in The Kindly Ones, which is the peak of Dream's arc. All the setup and world building from earlier issues come together in this volume, which follows the Fate's pursuit of the Lord of Dreams who has broken divine law. The volume also shows why Death is the best character in the series, as the depth of her relationship with Dream is emphasized in the way she stays with him until the end. It's a tear-jerking conclusion to the protagonist's arc and a gripping series to read from start to finish. 1 Season of Mists, issues number 21-28. Without a doubt, Season of Mists is the best volume from the Sandman comics. It begins with Destiny's call for a meeting with the Endless, which arguably sets into motion Dream's major story arc. The rest of the volume deals with the consequences of Lucifer's shocking decision to leave Hell in pursuit of real freedom. The volume greatly expands the world of the comics, introducing numerous gods, deities, and visitors who are all petitioning for the key to Hell. It also concludes the messy situation between Dream and Nada, which is a storyline that highlights how much Morpheus has changed up to that point.